Hello, colleagues. I'm going to do a video because it's just easier to communicate and I think maybe a little more entertaining. I don't know, but it's easier to communicate. In regards to using microphone preamps for your virtual lessons with your students, I just want to let you guys know that the Focusrite Scarlett and its sister product, the Focusrite Claret, and the slightly more professional preamp, the Focusrite ISA1. These are microphone preamps, all right? And they are designed to add warmth, put quotes around that, warmth, or lovely, beautiful, sonorous, gorgeous coloration into your signal for vocals when you're singing. That is to say, they are interfaces that the signal from the microphone when you're making a recording passes through, and then it goes to the board and records for the purpose of adding, again, and I emphasize this because I love it so much and everybody does, gorgeous, beautiful, warm, juicy warmth to your vocals. The microphone preamps are designed to help boost the signal. It adds amplification and that coloration that I'm referring to for recordings. These devices are designed for recording studios, home recording and real recording studios. That's the point. That's what they're designed for. And I happen to own many of them. Okay. Now, they were never designed to be interfaced with voice over IP or VoIP conference call technology. Like, they were never made for a Zoom, Skype, virtual lesson call. That's not what they're designed for. Now, if you want to spend 3 days fighting the technology and undertake a science project to try to interface, use the microphone recording interface in your virtual voice lesson calls so that you can sound warm and gorgeous in your headphones that you actually don't need, then that's okay. I mean, God bless you, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with, tinkering with technology and engaging in a science project. But my intuition is telling me that's not really what my colleagues want to do. They aren't really into doing a science project and trying to make gear and equipment do something it wasn't designed to do. If you want to do that, God bless you. Let us know how you do it. It's kind of interesting, but it's not necessary. All right. And I suspect that when you those of you that finally have the Focusrite Scarlett interface on your Zoom and Skype calls, those of you that have it up and running that are saying, I absolutely love it and it's great, I suspect that you love it and it's great because it's doing what it's designed to do. It's making the signal have warmth and sound beautiful. That's what they're designed to do. But that means that you sound good to yourself in the headphones. Okay? So you've gone to all the trouble and expense to buy these interfaces, set it all up for a virtual call. God knows, I don't even know how you're doing it, but somehow you're making it happen. And the end result is you sound really good to yourself in your own headphones or the speakers or the monitors. But how is that helping your student? What is that doing to address real issues like lag and throughput and performance of Zoom and Skype software with your student? If anyone can answer that question for me, I'd be interested to know. And it's not a setup. I really would like to know. I'm not doing this. I have no plans to do this. But I don't know, maybe there's something there. I suppose it's possible if you rig it properly. But I just don't see how, or even at the end of the exercise, whether if it's worth the hassle. So my guess is the reason you think it's great and the reason you like it is because it's making you sound good to yourself in your headphones. But I don't. What's that doing for your student? What's that doing for the lessons? And I'll just leave you with this. Other solutions, software solutions, and certain entities in the community that are advocating and recommending that you buy USB microphones and recording studio preamps and dump a whole bunch of money that you don't have on gear that you don't need. These people are getting paid affiliate commissions for selling that gear. That's what's going on. So just know that, beware that. I highly, highly recommend the Focusrite Scarlett, the Claret. Their products are great. I mean, absolutely love the products. But my point is just use them for your recordings with your students. I use them for recordings with my students. I help my students sound great on recordings. But I'm not going to mess with trying to rig it for a Skype call. Look, for Skype calls and Zoom calls, you don't need fancy gear. Just unplug everything. Unplug all the stuff and just let the application run off your computer and have your students just sing and train and practice live in the room. So you're just going to listen to the ambient noise, the ambient sound of their voice in the room that they're standing in. That's it. Just like a call to grandma, nothing special. Keep adding all these parts in these levels of technology complexity just adds more opportunities for problems, headaches, and things that are not necessary. Unplug all the stuff and just run the applications off your computers with nothing on there. That's the best way to do it, really. And those of you that feel like there's an issue with accompanying your students, one, the myth that you can't accompany your students and they can't train with you is, I think, a little bit overblown. I think that is possible, but consider making pre-recorded content. That's what I do. That's what a lot of coaches do. Just pre-record your content and give it to your students, and then they can play the content on their end, and you watch them train and practice in front of you over the pre-recorded content. That's it. Right? I hope this is helpful. And say hi to Chief Joseph. Let's go learn about Chief Joseph.
Hey Google, who was Chief Joseph?
According to Wikipedia, Hin Ma Tu Yalak Kekt, popularly known as Chief Joseph, Young Joseph, or Joseph the Younger, was a leader of the Wal Lam Wak Kane Band of Nez Perce, a Native American tribe of the interior Pacific Northwest region of the United States, in the latter half of the 19th century.
Chief Joseph, he's one of my heroes.